The more you become authentically who you are and grow in whatever the passion is that you have, the less people you're going to be able to relate to. I was listening to a podcast or a vlog from a guy that I listened to named Taekwondo. Tykwondo. And he made an amazing point that I never thought of, but it's 100% true. And I've tried to communicate this to some of my mentees, the people who I coach and help. If you want to be among the 1%, and I don't mean like billionaires, wealthy, and so on, I mean, you can be. For me, my 1% is being among the more financially wealthy, and that's my goal, along with other self-development stuff. But to be able to be socially adept, to be able to speak well and all that other stuff. But if you want to be among the 1%, 99, this is what he says, is that 99% of the people around you, the people that you meet, will not relate to you and will not understand you, and often will pull you down or try to pull you down. And it is 100% true. I was talking with one of my buds at the gym, and I help him with some business advice, and he helps me with different, gym stuff. He and his wife have started not a food truck, like a food cart thing, but they want to also sell their salsa. And he's been doing really, really, really well with getting that all together. And I think one of the things he asked me, or one of the things he said, it struck a chord. And I told him, dude, the reason why I help you is because it is so hard to find people who could speak the same language. And I said, imagine if you were in a different country. You were dropped in, parachuted into a completely different country where virtually no one spoke your language. And for 2 years, you had to learn this new language, but you miss your native language. You miss your first love, your first language. Make sure I'm actually recording, because last time it died. You miss your language, but 2 years later, you're walking and you hear someone, let's just say it's English, with an American accent. You hear somebody with an American accent in English. What would your reaction be? More than likely, you're going to immediately go over to that person and want to know about them. Want to know where are you from? What part of America are you from? Oh my gosh. And you're going to have that instant connection. Instant. And it's going to be like having water in a desert. Super thirsty, parched, and all of a sudden you find an oasis. That's the same way it is with the 1%. And the 1% does not have to be financial, does not have to be anything that has to do with business or money or anything like that. That tends to be the one that is the most prevalent, because everybody has to have money, right, to live, and so that's the one that seems to have the most opinions and opinionated things. But it goes for anything. The more that you become the 1% in whatever it is, the harder it is to find people to relate to. For me, when it comes to business, and for self-development and lifestyle and everything like that, the 99%, the average man is overweight. The average man does not put a priority on physical presence. The average man will make some excuse for not trying to better their life. The average man is below average compared to where men were in the 50s, 40s, 30s, 20s, early 1900s. And so to find people of a caliber that are constantly in self-improvement, I mean listening to self-improvement stuff every single day, who are constantly trying to better themselves physically by the way they look, by the way they talk, by the way they smell, by the way they are, how fit they are. They're trying to better themselves financially, or their family financially, by maybe they have a full-time job and they start something on the side. Not everyone is meant to be, I do think everyone's meant to be an entrepreneur. That's, to me, a fallacy. An entrepreneur can be starting your own freaking garden so that you save on groceries and you have healthy food. You still have to produce and create and do things. An entrepreneur is about solving problems. So I do believe every man should be an entrepreneur. But to find people who are constantly improving themselves, extremely rare. That's why when I'll end up getting comments on TikTok or on YouTube or whatever. I got one just today. It said, it was like on a 1 minute video. It's like, dude, get to the point. And my response was, dude, goldfish. Because the average man has the attention span of a freaking goldfish. The people that I hang around with, I will send them a playlist of videos and I'll say, I need you to watch this within 72 hours. And they will do it. And it will be 8 hours worth of video. And they'll come to me afterward and say, dude, it changed my life, and they'll actually take action on it. They'll find some way. They'll speed it up 2 times. They'll find a way to make it happen. But the average man can't even watch something for a minute that's on self-improvement. Yes, it's on me to be persuasive, and it's on me to put something out there that is going to catch attention and so on. Yes, I agree. But some of the most boring audios that I've ever heard have changed my life. Think and Grow Rich, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, so on. The audios are boring, but it's 7 hours of the mind of a millionaire or a multimillionaire. When my friends, my peers who are multimillionaires tell me to listen to something, to do something, I do it. When my mentors who are multimillionaires tell me to do something, I do it. It doesn't matter how many hours it is. It doesn't matter how boring it is. Because they know it's going to benefit. And so they're among the 1% that I listen to. 99% of people will not have a good effect on your life. They just will not understand you. They will talk down to you. Oh, why did you need to spend $50,000 on that course, that mastermind, or on that coach? Why do you have to spend $100,000 on this and $100,000 on that, or whatever it is? They look at you like you are doing some mortal sin by investing in yourself. They won't understand. And it's not just about money either. So I was at Starbucks, and the baristas behind the counter, one of them said, "Hey, don't be offended by what I'm about to say, but I wanted to ask you a question." And I said, "Yeah, go ahead." And they said, you are so good at being social. Was this natural, or did you learn this?" And I laughed and I said, and mind you, it's 4 other people watching. And I said, "No, it's all learned. I'm introvert, I was shy, and this was, it took a long time to learn how to do this. And I spent the last few years like dedicated to it." And they were like, "I had a feeling, because you are really, really, really good, and even naturals are not as good." And obviously I like that. That was pretty cool. But something came up as we were talking, and all 4 were talking, and one of them plays the flute in a concert band for their college, and we're talking about that. And I said, "Oh, I used to play at UCI, UC Irvine," but they didn't know what that was, and they said, "DCI?" And I said, "No, I was not good enough to play in DCI." "What is DCI? Do you know what DCI is?" DCI. We're speaking a completely different language now. Oh, Dean's not just about business, is he? Nah. Now I'm among the 1% of something else. All through self-development, all through taking risk. What is DCI? DCI is Drum Corps International. DCI, if you've never been to a drum corps competition, it is absolutely amazing. So I started talking about the Blue Devils and Santa Clara Vanguard and Phantom Regiment, and we started completely speaking a different language, going into the 1% of that. Some people would say, "Oh, you guys are just band nerds, and oh, duh," and because they're not part of the 99. They think it's some little rinky-dink band, marching band. But when you go to a drum corps competition, it is absolutely amazing. And then you get lost into the weeds of each section, the brass section, the auxiliary section, the snare drums, the tenors, so on and so forth. You can go so deep into those realms that you know immediately if somebody is part of that group, part of that understanding, or not. And the people who are like, "Hey, band nerds," or they're shunned out of the group, right? But you can be part of the 1% who know about it and can talk about it and are excited about it. And now you have this connection that only you guys have. And ask 99% of people out there, do you know what DCI is? Nope. Not that you should know, not that you need to know, but whatever you are passionate about, or whatever you have been passionate about in the past, in order to really thrive and go farther into that passion, you have to be willing to cut people out who are part of the 99, because they will just drag you back. If you want to be more social, you want to get away from the friends who are who are not wanting to be social, who want to use alcohol as a crutch, who are going to, when you're talking with somebody that you want to talk to, who are going to come up to you and be like, "Hey, this isn't you, bro. That's not you. I know you. You're the shy guy. And completely ruin the conversation, ruin the connection that you're having with people, right? We all know, well, at least I do, people who make fun of different languages. Like I've heard so many times people say, "Oh yeah, like it sounds like Japanese." And I'm like mortified because 日本語できる。2年日本語で勉強しました。大学で勉強しました。日本語大学で勉強しました。I speak some Japanese. And when you know Japanese, you know that it's a very flowy language. It's all a e o u. It's a very vowel-centric language. And so it can be one of the most beautiful languages, especially in poetry, because it's very simple. It's a very simple language. But that simplicity is what gives it this beauty. It's almost like takes on the culture of Japan, the simplicity of a beautiful sword, the simplicity of the artist when they're doing like a sushi chef who takes their sushi creation and takes it so seriously that's an art. If you've never seen the, I think it's on Netflix, Jiro Loves Sushi, that is, you see just how much goes into these masters who make this one little nigiri, one little sushi thing that can completely obliterate your taste buds in a good way. The time that it took just for that one. But then you have the 99 who will say, oh, it's just sushi. I would never pay $50 for one little nigiri. I would never pay. It's the same thing with symphonies or operas. You can have the best players, the best opera singers, and you'll have those people who simply will not understand. Those people who simply will not understand because they haven't taken the time to. They don't want to. And they might not like it, right? Some people don't like self-improvement. Some people are very comfortable who want to stay exactly where they're at. And that's their right. But as for me and my house, or as for me, those are the 99 that I will never have any communication with other than maybe some simple small talk. But the people who are on self-improvement, who are looking to grow their wealth, who are looking to become better, those are the people who I have no problem spending time with, because now my network is growing. Now my friends, the friends that speak my language are growing. Now when I need something in the gym and I've helped somebody over and over and over again, and they know something that I don't know and I need their help, they will help me. And likewise, if they need my help, I'll help them, because we speak the same language. We're part of the same tribe. We're part of the same group, part of the same 1%. Everyone else can go F off unless you want to rise up and be a part of our group. You don't have to be. There's nothing saying that our group is better than your group. There's nothing saying that I'm better than you at all. I choose to become better and better every day. I listen to probably about 3 to 6 hours of self-improvement stuff, financial stuff, business stuff, even conspiracy theory stuff a day. And you figure 6 hours a day times 365 days, that's a lot of hours of self-improvement and learning new things, new languages. I speak Japanese, I speak some French, some Spanish, some Latin, German, English, obviously. Going to be learning some Mandarin. So if you're not part of that, if that's not you, great, that's fine. But the 1% who are constantly becoming better, those are the people that you need to find. Because when you find friends like that, when you find people like that who are 1% better, they are the 1% who want to get better every day at whatever it is, it'll send your passion, send you into a time warp, into a freaking hyperspace, light speed, in whatever it is that you're trying to do.